Welcome to Sheen Talk Live. I'm your host, Kimberly Chapman, and today's guest, the founder of J. Ross Brand, Mr. Johnathan R. Staley, popularly known as J. Ross. Johnathan is a jack of all trades. He's a model, actor, life and wellness coach, and author. This ambitious man is admired by many for his creativity, perseverance, and craft. Please help us welcome our guest today, Mr. Johnathan Staley.
Thank you very much. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good morning. How you doing? It's good to see you. Meeting me, we like family.
I know we all just messing with you.
We've been together for a long time.
Yeah, from 2012, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had we got a poster in the women's bathroom in the office, and it's been there forever.
Well, hey, that's good then.
Yeah.
I'm still holding on then.
I know, you're still holding on. You're doing
Absolutely.
a great job. You still got that awesome body.
Well, appreciate that.
Yeah. What do you do to keep that body? What's your secret?
Just for one, discipline.
Really?
Yes.
So you never cheat?
No, I treat.
Oh,
I make sure I treat. I eat healthy, a minimum of 4 days a week. And then when it comes to the weekend, I treat myself to whatever I feel like.
Really?
Yes.
Now that's treat. So I never will say cheat again. You
Nope.
treat yourself.
Absolutely.
So now I have an issue with bread and pasta. Like I know when I eat bread and pasta because it's like my body goes like this.
Expand.
It expands.
The yeast.
What the yeast?
Yes.
Okay. How can I eat bread and pasta without yeast? Like, because I love it.
To be honest with you, there's no way around it because yeast is in it. There's like, if you love bread, you just have to kind of like do it in moderation.
I got you.
Yeah, because other than that, it will make you expand.
Wow.
Yes, it
And
will.
I've learned that in the recent years, and now like I ate French fries yesterday,
Okay.
and I was feeling like, what's the problem? And it makes me expand.
Okay.
So French fries do that too.
Yes, but the
Wow.
carbohydrates in general, because once the body breaks it down, then that's what generally happens. It automatically turns it into sugar, and then that's how all the expansion begins.
Wow.
And the weight comes in.
So what about sugar? Can we eat a lot of sugar, or we should leave the sugar alone?
Put it like this, I would say minimize it as much as possible. Because it's very rare that sugar is not in anything, to be honest with you.
Right.
But you definitely want to minimize it, in moderation, and then make sure you continue to flush by drinking your water, because that's one of the key things. You want to make sure that you always flush, and get your exercise in, because I think that's what I see, that you're doing some exercising now, so
Yeah.
you're doing really good with that.
I'm doing a little bit of exercise.
Okay. Well, it's better than none. So I can tell you that. That's better than none. But just keep your water intake up, reduce your sugar intake as well as your sodium intake, because those are the two that has a tendency to really just put weight on you.
Oh, wow. So now what inspired you to take the leap and to become a model?
I was in middle school and I did a fashion show that I basically got thrown into, and it was like, okay, come on, you can do it. So they threw me into the fashion show, and they played this, I forgot what the name of this music. I think it was by Lisa and Coach Jam. And it said, let the beat hit them. And then when the song came on, I went out there and I just started dancing, and the crowd just went wild.
Wow.
And then ever since then, I was like, oh, that's how it feels? I said, okay, so let me continue to model. And that's how I started out. I just started modeling, doing charity events. And then from that particular point, later on down the line, moved to Atlanta and started doing it as an adult.
So yeah, how long you been in Atlanta?
On and off for 9 years now. I think it's about 9 years.
Because you were up north in
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yes,
okay. Because when I got the text from you, I was like, oh, you in Atlanta now? Okay, that's
Yes.
cool. 9 years.
Yes, ma'am.
So how did you get your big break with K's, T.I., and Gucci?
Well, it was from modeling. When I first came down here, I started modeling. I did my first event with the first Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I did model with them, and then from that particular point, I just kind of like kept connections with certain people, and each time they had an event, they'll call me up and they say, hey, J. Ross, we got this project, and then it went from that particular point. So I met with Case, at an event, fashion event downtown, and I got called when I was to do Gucci cover for his one of his I forgot what album was it, but I was supposed to be like this undercover cop, you know,
Oh,
and I was
really?
supposed to, I had to arrest him. So that was the cover. That was the purpose of the behind the cover for
Right.
his actual cover album. But that was one of those things too where someone called me because they remembered me, and then it was like, "Hey, J. Ross," but I was actually in South Carolina at the time, so I had to drive all the way from South Carolina, and then I came down here. I actually took my mama car, and she hadn't know it though.
Oh, she didn't know it. You just took it.
Yeah.
She didn't say that it was stolen. She didn't report
No,
it stolen.
no, because I was going, and then I normally be gone for a while anyway,
Oh,
so I was
gotcha.
able to come down real quick and go to Atlanta and actually shoot the video, the footage, and then after that I left.
Wow. You've always had just a nice, respectable personality, and you don't try. You're not an up and down person. You know how some people are up and down. You just maintain John Ross.
Yes, ma'am.
And congratulations. I know it's been a year, but you finally got married, and you've
Yes.
got this great lady. She's here in the studio with you.
Absolutely. Hello,
Yeah.
baby.
Everybody, don't go anywhere. We will be right back from the after we have this commercial break. John Ross is going to share all the details on his new book. Thank you so much for joining us on Sheen Talk Live. I'm sitting here with John Ross. And guess what, everybody? He's a wellness coach, a life coach, a model, an actor, and now he's published. He's written his new book.
Yes.
How you feel about that?
Whew, it feels great. It actually feels great. It took roughly around 9 months because I've started it. I submitted it first the beginning of this year in January, and my goal was to have it completed by my grandmother's birthday, which was September the 8th.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a great feeling because now I actually have something that I was able to give to her as a gift that basically will last as long as the world revolves.
Exactly. So what inspired you to write the book?
Oh man, life in itself, personal life experiences, just being able to also leave something for my family that can, that will outlast me as well. Being able to create a legacy for my family and so that they can be able to start learning how to build off of it, but also inspire them to, believe in themselves that they can do anything that they put their mind to.
Okay. So the name of your book is Thoroughly Equipped: The Power of Preparation.
Yes.
Improving the Outcome of Your Personal Life Experiences by John Ross.
Yes.
Make sure where can everybody pick it up?
Well, right now it is on lulu.com, but you can also Google it and just type in Thoroughly Equipped book and it automatically pops up on lulu.com. It's in the process of going through the whole global from Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. So they say it'll take up to maybe like a couple of weeks to actually get in their database, and then from that particular point, people definitely can go to Amazon or Barnes and Nobles to pick it up.
So I know I read the front cover, but exactly what will your readers get from this book?
They'll get a splash of entertainment because I definitely put some of my personal life experiences in there. They will also get some enlightenment from it as well, and mainly the whole idea and concept of stimulating the mind through practicing good habits and applying good morals and principles and values to their everyday lives, because that's what actually helps individuals to. From my perspective, I've learned that it has helped me to acquire better outcomes for my personal life. So I just kind of like started, you know, condensing um, those morals and principles and applying those practicing those good habits, and then the outcome actually end up leading me to get to the connections that I have made, accomplish some of the goals that I've accomplished. So yeah, it's good.
All right.
It's
So
good.
now, everybody, make sure that you go to lulu.com
Lulu.com, yes.
and pick up your copy of Thoroughly Equipped: The Power of Preparation by John Ross, aka Johnathan Staley.
Yes.
Yes, but where did you come? Where did it come from, John Ross? Like, what made you use that name also?
The fashion show that I told you about in middle school. So the guys, they used to always say that I look like a wrestler because of my size. So they already had knew like my middle initial, and then you know they just thought rather than saying Johnathan, they always say John. So they was like, man, we're gonna start calling you Big John Ross Stud, and then they just kept saying Big John Ross Stud, and they kept saying it. And then when I went back to my hometown, Holly Hill, I just carried on the John Ross,
Yeah.
and then it went from there.
Well, is it when somebody calls your name, they say Johnathan or John Ross? Like, do you get confused sometimes?
No, that they two different. Johnathan R. Staley is more of the author. That's the collegiate. That's the professional. That's the one
Okay.
who does all the research and loves to write and read.
Okay.
You know, John Ross. You know,
It's
J.
the
Ross,
talent.
whatever. That's the entertainer.
Okay, the
You
talent.
know? Yes.
Well,
Yes.
okay, so you've done so much in your life. What can we expect to see in your next 5 to 10 years?
Definitely continue to put out more work as far as like, you know, through author, you know, publishing books and everything. I'm looking to also expand my life and wellness coaching so that I can be able to provide useful services that will continue to help people, you know, and better their lives as well.
Right.
Yes.
Well, you've taught me to use the word treat and not cheat when
Okay.
I eat. And what do you think about veganism?
Well, I say everybody have their own thing. You have to apply whatever that works for you, and if it works, then I'll say continue to do it.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. And so, how can everybody get in touch with you?
Well, they can get in contact with me. My Instagram is 1JRoss, and my Facebook is John Ross.
So it's John Ross for Facebook and,
And
one
1J
J.
Ross on Instagram, yes.
Did you
so
have a website or?
the website will be up beginning of next month, because I had to make some revisions because of, you know, just the changes with the book and everything. You know, I wanted to have it up sooner, but I had to wait for the production of everything to be completed with the book. So I want to make sure I have everything in place as much as possible.
So do you have another book coming up soon? Or
Oh yeah.
how long will that be?
Well, I will begin. Actually, I already started working on it, to be honest
Okay.
with you. So I'm looking at beginning like full-fledged, like before the end of the year, or before this year
wow,
over
that
with.
soon.
Yes.
Okay. And so this book, Thoroughly Equipped, how much does that cost?
It's $19.95.
Oh, $19.95. That's a
Yes.
it's a great book for a great price.
And I threw in some bonuses because I actually put in a startup meal regimen in there. I put in a list of fat burning foods, and I put in my workout that I do on a day-to-day basis, the John 3:16.
Oh, wow.
So that is, yeah, you might want to put it to the test whenever
Oh,
you
yeah.
get the book. Yeah.
Like the fat burning foods already got me thinking.
Okay.
Give me 2 of them now.
Celery is one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, eat celery, good for fat burning automatically. Just not extra stuff now. No cream or nothing.
Right.
Just eat it just like regular snack. That's one. Also, well, almonds. If you're not allergic to almonds or nuts or anything like that, so almonds is also good. And what else is good? Oatmeal. A lot of people don't like oatmeal, but oatmeal really helps as well. It
How
really,
does oatmeal help?
because it's fiber, it's soluble fiber, so it actually just flushes, you know, a lot of the toxins and impurities out of your body. So it keeps you like regulated, you know, on like how you're supposed to, I guess.
Yeah. What about buckwheat?
Well, I have not put it to the test.
Okay.
So certain things I'm only going to speak on that I've actually applied, put it to the test. Now I'm open to finding to see whether or not if it works. Have
Right.
you used it?
Yeah, I use it, and it's
Okay.
it's so similar to oatmeal.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's like it's very what's the word I want to use? It doesn't stick. It kind of like goes through you.
Okay.
Very easily.
All right, so it sounds like it has some properties of fiber in it as well.
Oh yeah, I think
is
it
good.
does have a lot of fiber.
Yeah.
And so what about flaxseed? What do you think about that?
That's good. I love flaxseed, and I have put that to the test. So that's actually effective as well.
Can you eat flaxseed every day?
My whole motto is a minimum of 4 days a week. So you run something 4 days a week, give your body a break from it, and then, you know, just kind of like keep that pattern up, you know, for however long you feel like it actually working for you. And then sometimes you have to kind of like take a little time from that, because after a while your body becomes accustomed to it, and then it's not going to burn as fast, or you're not going to get the most, you know, the most effective results in the time frame that you would like to.
Okay, so everything has to have a minimum of something, or you give it a break.
Give it a break. I say, yeah, give it a break. Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
It helps out, because people take stuff all day, and then next thing you know, it's like, it's not working anymore.
Yeah, because I have a friend that she was telling me she was stuck at a particular weight, and she didn't know what to do. So what suggestions would you have for somebody that's stuck?
So she had a plateau, then she had to switch up some things. She had to switch up the exercises for one. I'm not sure what she was doing before, but she definitely had to switch up her exercises, and then also switch up her probably whatever food that she was, you know, intaking to get her to that point where she's at, and then she had to basically kind of like spice it up a little bit.
Spice.
Meaning that spicing it up, she would have to change up her meal regimen. Like,
I got you.
You know, I don't know what she was taking, but, you know, spices are also, like real spices like peppers are fat burners as well, too.
Oh.
Yeah, they get your metabolism jump started. So it just depends on the person, you know, if they actually
So, my goodness, I need to do more spices, because I'm not a spicy person.
Oh, you're not?
No, but everybody tells me you should eat more spicy foods. So every once in a while, I try to put some cayenne pepper on something.
Okay, that's a good start.
Okay.
That's a good start.
Oh,
you don't want to overdo it now. Just make sure moderation. So you
Moderation.
don't want to cause any other issues, but just
Everything
moderation.
in moderation.
Absolutely.
So is there anything else you want your fans to see, or the audience to know?
Okay, let's see. Well, I can say this right here. Within my book, I basically and my focus was to take the complexity of science, psychology, and philosophy, and to actually simplify it so that man can be able to explore, you know, his inner workings. So when you read the book, it's going to capture your mind from the start with, and I purposely set everything up and place the content in a way that the reader doesn't just get bored when they first start reading it. So the moment that you read it, it's going to be that first particular quote that I have, and it's, know what is within your sight, and what is hidden from you will become clear. For there's nothing hidden that will not be revealed. And that's the Gospel of Thomas. So I started out with that, and then going forward from that point, it automatically, you know, stimulates the mind. So now the eyes are going to be actually looking out for certain things that's going to be in the book that they can actually begin to apply. So yeah.
That's so this book is basically dealing with the mind.
Absolutely.
Oh wow, y'all need to get that, because we need to really know how to work our minds, don't we?
Absolutely.
That's the most important thing, the most important gift we have is our mind.
That's it. You can create or you can destroy with it.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God, this has been great. Make sure you pick up your copy of Thoroughly Equipped. It's going to make your wake your mind up. Everybody, thank you so much for joining another episode of Sheen Talk Live. For more episodes, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you again, and have a wonderful day.